All right. This is a video that I'm doing, and literally, I am trembling, um, in anger, in rage, and I'm trying to keep myself from saying something that doesn't glorify God in my anger. Right. Um, right now, we are seeing Christians getting slaughtered in Nigeria, and this conflict is, I wouldn't even call it a conflict. It is genocide. It is pure bloodshed. All because the belief of a particular group of people is to take over nations for their God. And they're doing it in a way where it is violent, it is upfront, it is disgusting, it is revolting to even see, talk less of even fathom. I am not just angry about the fact that these are people being slaughtered, but as a product of inter-tribal marriage, and intertribal relations. I am three quarters Yoruba and one quarter Awusa. Um, and in the middle of my ancestry, I have various parts of my ancestry that come from different parts of Yoruba land, whether it is from Ijebu Ode, whether it is from Lagos, um, whether it is from Odiobulu, places like that. I feel angry and annoyed, and even my um, I believe it is my grand my great well my great grandma from my mom's side of the family. She came from Numan, which is in northern Nigeria. I say all that to say this: I'm offended, and I now know and I now understand that various media outlets and also various people who claim that they don't even care about Nigeria, they just want everything for themselves. Um, and this whole thing will just go if we just get along with each other. That's not the case, because at least there are some people who believe that they are right in shedding innocent blood on a mass scale and taking over the nation because they deem it right. And we have been seeing a silence in the Nigerian church, and for lack of a better word, a sense of comfortability placed over the Nigerian church of, well, you don't need to bother about anybody else, just bother about yourself, or just be concentrated about your own life. As a Nigerian and as a person who loves both the nation of Ireland, as you can see, I have the male flag behind me, um, and Nigeria. Unfortunately, I don't have the Nigerian flag behind me. And as a lad who came from both of those nations, my ancestry comes from Nigeria, and my and I was born in Ireland, born, raised, and grew up in Ireland, I find it an insult for you to say that there's nothing happening in my home country. I find it an insult to me as a national, to me as a person who grew up in the diaspora but has Nigerian roots. I find it as an insult that you would say that there's nothing going on. Sorry, that's my alarm. I find it as an insult. It's disrespectful. And what makes it more disrespectful is that news outlets, and I'm not even surprised about the amount of disrespect from news outlets and from the news outlets in the West, here in the West. I'm not even surprised because for me, I've seen it time and time again. I've seen how ugly these news outlets are from a perspective of somebody who loves God, studies the scriptures, and has sat with the scriptures. And even for me, I like thinking critically about things. And I've seen that your reporting, for lack of a better words, it's dung. It's dung water. It's dog water. It isn't something to write home about. Why should I respect you for your lack of research? You're trying to push a narrative that doesn't really care about anybody apart from your own pocket. So why should I listen to you? I'm being humble with what I'm saying and how I'm saying it. Why should I, as an individual that likes to think twice about what I read and about what I hear, why should I listen to somebody that all they want to do is tell me how I should feel about my country and about my nation? How dare you, bro? You don't even care about my country. It shows you don't even care about my country. You just care about your own narrative. You just care about your own idea. If you cared about my own country, you would think twice about what you share. You would pray for my country. You would message me and say, Bija, I know what's happening. I know you're shaking. I know you're angry. Let's pray about it. You would care. Don't just say, stop the genocide in Nigeria. Listen, this is not the first time something like this has happened. Back in 2020, the Lekki Tollgate massacre happened. I just looked at my phone and I was just there like, bruh, again, back in 2014, 2012, all the way down to 2014, we had a massive outpouring of a massacre, of bloodshed. People were just getting killed right, left, and center by Boko Haram up in the north, almost all the way down to the Middle Belt. Around 2017, 2018, we also had a same incident happen whereby in the same country, in the middle belt of that country, you had people getting massacred by Fulani herdsmen. What is happening, guys? It shows that you're handling it like, I seen a comment on Reddit, right? And this is just me gisting. I seen a comment on Reddit and it was so funny. I just laughed scornfully. But it's so true. You guys are treating this like school children. You don't even care. I'm not even going to say to hell with you. I'm just going to say, may the Lord have mercy on you. And may the Lord open your blind eyes. Because it's obvious you are blinded by your own rage. You are blinded by the narrative that you want to present because you want money for yourself and for your family. But when this thing gets to you, don't come knocking my door. I will not answer. I'll be like, listen, I told y'all that when you get taken over by some guy that's Islamic and by some guy that's trying to have control over everything, don't come knocking on my door. I'll be with no, I'll be with the Lord. No, this is this is pure bloodshed. Please, please, I want you to share this, and I want you to, when you're looking at my content, please understand that I'm speaking from a place where I love my country. I love the two countries that my parents grew up in. Well, the country that my parents grew up in, and also my that also I grew up in. I don't want to see those two countries, Nigeria and Ireland, become a thing of the past. All because we want to be open to everybody. You want to be open to everybody at the expense of your own people and at the expense of your own nation. I don't mind being open to you, but please don't bring your nonsense to me. I already know how it's going to end. I already know what you're going to bring to me and how it's going to introduce a lot of bad stuff to me. Don't bring your nonsense. I'm trying to be nice. Don't bring it here. If you bring it here, I might switch it up for you. Not gonna lie. And I'm saying that I'm trying to say it in a nice way, but like, don't bring it here. Because if you bring it here, I will ignore you and I will act as if you don't exist. I'll just be like, listen, bye. I'm out of here. So much for free speech. And let me say the last thing. I made a comment on a post and I said, the very fact that you're not speaking out, and this is to you Christians, you fellow Christians, the very fact that you're not speaking about this genocide and you're not signing petitions and everything shows me that it's yet to come to you. When you feel this, when you feel the pain of persecution, and when you feel the wrath of people towards what you believe, because they want you to follow what they believe and they want you to follow them instead of you influencing them and you being a blessing to them. Let me tell you what's going to happen. You are going to shout at the top of your lungs and nobody's going to hear you because you refuse to hear anyone. Thank you. Thank you for listening to me. All right.